Welcome to my presentation. In this presentation, let us look at some examples related to similar terms and non-similar terms and how to simplify these variable expressions with related to these things. Okay, let us take some simple examples. We will understand these with some simple examples. We want to simplify this expression. Let's say we have negative 5 times 4a squared. Let's say we have an example like this. We'll write these things down in these different steps, and that way we should be able to better understand how we have arrived at the solution. In here, the term what we have outside of the parenthesis is negative 5, and inside the parenthesis we have a constant term 4. So therefore we can first multiply the terms like this. We can, since there is no addition subtraction in here, all of this is multiplication, so we can get rid of the parentheses altogether by writing it out this way: negative 5 times 4a to the power of 2, which also means negative 5 times positive 4 is negative 5 times 4 is 20, and then we can write the a squared next to it. So negative 20a to the power of 2. That is one way of looking at it. And if we want some more clarity on this, we can write these as these different steps. Step number 2. Let's write the number terms together. Negative 5 times 4. Negative times positive is a negative. 5 times 4 is 20. And therefore, when we put all of these together, since there is an a to the power of 2 next to it, so in step number 3, we're going to come back and then write this one as negative 5 times 4a to the power of 2 is going to be equal to negative 20a to the power of 2, and this is where we want to leave it. This is our answer. Okay, let's take another simple example to see if we can explain this same concept with this other example. Let's say we want to simplify negative 7 times negative 2x. And the way we want to simplify this is as follows. First, we want to write the numbers together. Negative 7 times negative 2. Negative 7, negative times negative is a positive. 7 times 2 is 14. Or we can just write it as 14. 14 means it is a positive 14. And we have a variable term next to that. So we're going to come back and then write the variable term next to that. 14x. So if we wait, we can also think about it this way: negative 7 times negative 2x can be written out as negative 7 times negative 2. Negative times negative is a positive. 7 times 2 is 14, and we have, let me write this a little bit more clean here. So this is 2x. Since we have negative 7 times negative 2 is positive 14, and then we have an x next to it, therefore that is where we want to leave it, positive 14x. Or we can also write, we could have also written this one as just 14x. Both ways of writing the answer is correct. Okay, let's take another example. Let's say this time let us try to work an example with relation to fractions. Let's say we want to simplify negative 3 over 5 times negative 7 over 9, and then the y, the variable term, is outside of the parenthesis. Let's say we have something like this. And when we look at this, all of this is multiplication. There is no addition or subtraction involved in here. Therefore, since all of that is multiplication, we're going to use the fundamental rules. Negative times negative is a positive. So negative times negative 3 over 5 times negative 7 over 9. Since negative times negative is a positive, we're going to multiply the numerators. 3 times 7, multiply the denominators, 5 times 9. When we do that, it is going to be 3 times 7 is 21, and then 5 times 9 is 45. So we could have simplified this right here if we could have simplified it right here, or we could also think about it in this manner here. If we know our 3 times table, 3 times 7 is 21, and then 3 times 15 is 45. So here, as long as we have similar looking terms in the numerator and in the denominator, we can cancel them out, and therefore we are left with 7 over 15. And this is where this is how we can simplify these two fractions. And as step number 2, we can come back and then put all of this together, and therefore we can write this one as 7 over 15 y, and therefore, as if we want to, we can write this final step as follows: negative 3 over 5 times negative 7 over 9 times y is going to be equal to a positive 7 over 15 y, or we can also write this one as 7y over 15. Same thing. Okay, so this is the way we want to be able to understand how we can apply similar terms and non-similar terms to simplify variable expressions. In my next presentation, we shall look at some more examples related to variable expressions.